Today I'm going to be doing a little tutorial about how I decorate Stardew Valley. In case you didn't know, the outside areas of your farm you can still decorate. You can put floors, fences, some furniture down. You could put things like kegs and crystallariums down, whatever your heart's content. I've done a bunch of decorations on here, on TikTok, on everywhere, and people have been asking me how you do it, how on earth do you start. So I am going to show you, and we're going to do one today together. Before you start decorating though, you're going to need materials. So here I am in my shed and I'm on the workbench because I'm going to craft a few things as well as take some stuff with me. So personally, I know I always will use fences and I'll always use a type of floor. So while I'm here, I'm going to craft some fences. I like hardwood fences. I really like the colour of them compared to the normal wood, so I'm going to take a bunch of these. And then in terms of floor, I normally always use this rustic plank one. Personally, I just really like it for the vibe I kind of go when I go decorating, but depending on your kind of style, the theme you want to do, you might want to use a different one. So I'm going to craft a bunch of these too. And I normally use some stepping stones, so I'm going to craft a couple of them too. Because you don't know exactly what you're going to do, always bring a stack of wood and stone with you if you can spare that. If you're early in the game, however, to be honest, I wouldn't even recommend decorating because you need the resources elsewhere. But say you're kind of a bit further on, you're not as bothered, try to use the things that maybe take up less of the resources you already have. So when I was even just making my farm, I have a forest farm and hardwood is quite easy to access for me. So I didn't mind using hardwood fences. But say you're just on a normal farm, maybe use the wood fences rather than hardwood fence because hardwood is harder to come by. And it's the same with the flooring. Some of these floors use clay. I would avoid clay ones if you're early on in the game because clay can be a nightmare to get. But this brick floor is really, really cute and I'm probably going to use it. We'll find out later. And another thing to mention is any lights that are within the furniture catalogue cannot be placed outside, so it is well worth crafting a few different braziers, a few different lampposts if you think you're going to incorporate lamps into your design. But that's another important part, I think, about decorating. If you don't already have the furniture catalogue and you cannot afford to buy it, I genuinely wouldn't try decorating areas if you know you're going to want things like benches and chairs in the area, just because you're not going to have a good wide range of things to choose from. So I had the furniture catalogue here, and if I put it down, all of this can't go outside, but all of these chairs can, most of the tables can, the plants can, these little decoration objects like the globe and stuff can, these columns can, I think the trash can, I mean, obviously your paintings and your rocks can't, but a decent amount of this can go outside, and don't think the dresses can either. And these kind of items are what bring the decorating together, because there's only so much you can do with a couple of fences and a few floors and a few things you can craft. The furniture catalogue is 200,000 gold, which means decorating is probably not the best idea unless you're a decent way into the game. But you could do some stuff without it. I just personally wouldn't. But it is important to remember that some of this doesn't go outside. So this TV doesn't, these sconces don't, the fireplaces won't go outside. Sadly, the bookshelves also don't go outside, the fish tanks, and a few other bits. But as I said, because I don't 100% know what I want, I'm going to bring a stack of wood, stack of stone, and I'm going to bring the hardwood too just in case. And then obviously the furniture catalogue and the few bits I've already got. You'll find if you're doing decorating, sometimes your craft things can have too much, so I just keep them all on a chest, and normally I'll just bring all of that with me when I go to do another decoration. But now you have all your materials, you are ready to go. If you're new to decorating, I recommend picking a small-ish defined area. It doesn't matter where it is, but as long as it's got quite like clear boundaries, it's just going to help you out so much with the planning. So for example, I'm today going to show you with this little area. You can see here that obviously this grass line up here can be used as a boundary, and then you've got the river, and then you can't build into this pool, so then where this pool ends, which is just above the bridge, we can probably do a little path there, and I can't do anything with this plant, so I can go up there too. So I have this little boundary here to work with. This means when I'm planning and I'm decorating, I kind of have an idea of where things need to go and where things need to end. Another recommendation I have is to start as early in the day as possible. This is because building and decorating, it surprisingly can take a good amount of time, but also when it gets dark it's a lot harder to see, obviously, so it's harder to decorate. Some of my decorations have taken me from literally about 7 a.m. till I passed out the decoration, and then a bit more time. So the earlier you start, the more sunlight you're going to have, the more time you have to work with. But also another thing, so if you're using fences, once you put a fence down, you can break it if it's that same day. So if I put this fence down here, I could then break it and it will pick up like normal. If you passed out or you've slept and you went back to that fence tomorrow, you would not be able to pick that fence up. It would just break. This just means that when you're decorating, you're not going to have to worry about breaking things if you're only doing it in one day. And by doing it all in one day, you need to give yourself an early start because, again, it can take time to do. So we're going to start in this area. I'm going to clean up this quickly. I think I'm going to do like a little decking area up here, a little walkway, and then put some little plants down and do little bits and bobs. So we're going to start with the decking area. I'm going to use my rustic floor plank. I'm going to start and I'm going to make a boundary. I'm going to just do it to there to start with. And the good thing about decorating like this is you can always just add more, take rid of more, give and take depending on the needs and how you think it's going as you go along. I always will start with the floor just because obviously it's so easy to start on the floor. You can't put the floor under furniture, but then it also gives you an idea of where other things can go. I always will start with like the main floor area, if that makes sense. And then with my floors, I always fence them off. So I'm going to do a fence around the back here. I'm going to make the fence come down. And I'm probably going to make it come down here too. And then you have this little area. Now I look at this area and I don't think this is big enough. So I'm going to add another row this way. I'm going to add another row up this way. If you're on PC, I don't know if/how this works on other platforms. But if you right click where you want the floor to go, keep holding it and then just walk, it will auto place the floor for you. It works the same with crops and crop seeds. So it just means you don't have to click and click and click over again. And it just saves a little bit of time. And we love that. So then I'm going to destroy this fence, put the floor back down, and put the fence up here. And then you've got a little decking area. Now I'm going to start with this bit because I don't know if I like how it finishes here. But to test that out, I'm going to put some stones down because I like making a stone path. You can see how really well these stones, these are the stepping stone path, it just blends so well into the sand. It just looks good everywhere, especially Ginger Island. If you're decorating Ginger Island, these stones are the way to go. But now these stones are down, I like how it looks a lot more, so I'm going to keep them. I'm also going to do a couple up here, and then I'm going to do a couple of stones leading up here, and then we go. Now all of our paths are basically done. I probably won't add any more. I might add a few gravel depending on what I'm doing. Now this is where the furniture catalogue comes in. Once you've got the base, then you want to start decorating. So I'm going to put it down here. And I'm just going to browse to see what kind of things that I might want. My favourite table to use is the coffee table. So I'm going to grab one of those. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, I think I've included one of these in every single design I've done. My green stools are back because these green stools look so good with this coffee table. So I'm just going to show you. So I like to keep my tables not centered. I like to keep them in the corner just because I think it looks a bit tidier. So I'm going to put the table there. I'm going to put the stools down. And then we've got the cute little seating area done. I'm going to put a little bench. I'm going to put it on here so it's like sitting out by the pool. I might move that. I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to put a lamppost up in this corner, I think. Now I'm going to move that. I'm going to put it down here. This is another good thing about decorating. Obviously, you can move anything to your heart's content. I think I'm going to put it here, actually. Yeah, we're going to start with that. I'm going to have a browse. I want some plants of some form. All of these plants can go outside. So I'm going to grab a tree. I'm just going to grab a bunch. I'm going to grab a totem pole as well. I might put that somewhere. I'm going to put a lantern on the table. So I'm going to grab that. I'm just going to grab a few different plants. And I love these tree columns, so I'm going to grab 2 of these. So I'm going to put tree columns. Actually, I kind of want to put that down here. So I'm going to move this. I'm going to put tree column. No, I hate it already. I'm going back to the light. Go back to the light. I'm going to put tree column here, and I might put one on the other side of the bridge too. And then up here, I might put the totem pole in this corner. I've got these braziers, so I'm going to put these down too. Normally what I do is I'll just grab a bunch of furniture, then scroll through the list, and then as I'm like, okay, I'm going to put this there. Rather than giving myself like a specific idea in mind, I'll grab the furniture I think is going to look good, grab that, and then find it a place rather than find something to fit that place. I just think it makes it so much easier when you have like an idea in mind, but you don't have something specific, because then you're not trying to make something that might not be easy to make or might not actually look that good when it happens. Just grab some things, put them down, and something's going to look good in the end. Another tip that I like to share to people that ask how I do this, these casks are really good for decorating. They're a really nice decoration. You cannot use them. They cannot be used like they use in the cellar. They are really nice to decorate with, and you can decorate with them. So I usually make a couple and chuck them into my builds. I'm going to put one like that. Then I'm going to move this. I'm going to put a plant back here, I think. Might be one of these columns, actually. I'm just going to like make it look like it's clutter. It's like a little seating area, but it's also like a storage area. I'm going to put one of these braziers and I'm going to put it, light it up. Yeah, I like that so far. So let's see if there's anything else I can put or I want to put down. I don't think there is. Okay, just like that. I like how this looks. I think if I put any more, it's going to look even more cluttered than it already is. So we've just got that little seating area, little plant, and then we've made this look like it's a storage area, but also a little decoration. And to be honest, I think that's enough decoration for this entire area. If I put anything down here and put anything up here, it's either going to look like it's in the way or it's going to clutter it too much. So this is what we're going to go with this area. I'm going to do a few little more bits down here just to show you some more tips that I found. But here is the finished kind of area. I'm going to put these braziers on. So we've got the little bench area here by the pool. You can't walk in, but I should be able to sit in, yeah. And then you come out, you've got this sort of seating area. And then you've got the path. I think pathing is really important to make sure when you're building something, if you have like a big section and there's like what seems to you like a distinct path, I think it's really important to actually mark that off, which is why I like using the stepping stones, because I think it just really adds to the build. This pathing here now looks like that it was like part of a game, I guess. It looks intentional rather than looks like you just place something in a random place. I'm also going to move this tree stump. I thought it was there and it's really annoying me. I'm going to put it, can I put it down here? I'm going to put it there. I'm just going to leave it there. I just want to give you a few more little building tips of things that I've seen that I've loved and I incorporate all the time. And one thing is making flower beds. And this is why I brought this gravel path. So when you put this down here, it kind of looks like a flower bed. What I tend to do is I do a certain amount across. It's normally about 4 or 5. I think I've done 4 here, yeah. And then I'll leave one space and I'll do another row. And then trusty old furniture catalogue is coming out again. So when you go to the plant section, as you'll see, some of the plants like this one, the pot is quite hidden. So then when you put it down, you can't really see the pot, which means when you're putting it down on a flower bed kind of thing, it looks like it was meant to be there. It looks like it's something that's grown from it. Obviously, it's not the same with all of the plants. And so rather than, say, focusing on ones that haven't got pots, I'll just go for smaller plants or just do an array of plants. Then when I put this down, it looks like I'm making like a little flower bed. Then if you put them down like that, it sort of kind of looks like a flower bed, a crop bed, etc, etc. And there's a few other things you can do. I'm gonna just fence this little bit off. So then it looks like a little crop bed. You can see I've done it over here too. This is one I did a while ago. And with the fences, it just looked like it's a little flower bed, a little crop bed. And I just love it. I just love doing this. And I just love this. I just love doing this. Here's another one of my decorations. You can see the kind of theme. I normally go for a similar vibe. But now it's getting late. So if I don't go to bed, I'm going to lose all of this. And if I carry on going longer, I'm not going to be able to see. You see how I'm kind of... It's not harder, but it's not nice to do it when it's in the dark completely. It is definitely better and easier to decorate when it's light. I mean, here it is. We did this one together. This is our finished, decorated little bit by the beach. I hope this little tutorial has helped if you want to get into the decorating part of Stardew Valley, and if you're interested in watching more, I've posted a bunch of these including house ones on here already, so go and check them out. I'm going to be doing loads more. I've got a couple coming up, and try it yourself. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you in the next decoration.